Hey, I'm Sean Nolden, recording for cardsphere.com, and today we're going to be playing some green-black Gaia's Blessing Control. So, what does that mean? Well, you might see this looks like a fairly standard mono black controller that you might have seen floating about. We've got some Gontis, Vraska's Contempts, Fatal Push, all just the various hits. You've got this Memorial to Folly, which is a new card from Dominaria. Nice little land that you can pay 3 mana to disentomb a creature, which is handy obviously with our Gontis, our Noxious Gearhulks, our Walking Blisters, even though we are only playing 11 creatures, so not too many, but got some Gifted Aetherborns to stifle some opponents' aggro. But the little twist of our deck is the card Gaia's Blessing, which you might remember as a card from yesteryear, but might remember it's some sweet anti-mill tech. What it does is sorcery, 1 a green, target player shuffle up to 3 cards from the grave into the library, you draw a card, and when it's put in your grave from your library, you do the sweet shuffle your grave into your library. So like the little Eldrazi. The idea of this deck is in these super long grindy games, the ones that go on for half an hour and nobody's doing much of anything. So against below 8 control is the main place that happens in standard. Is that eventually you draw one of your 4 green sources, which are basically free to play. It's very unlikely they're going to enter tapped at a point that's going to hurt you. And eventually you get to play these, and you guys blessing back some of your best cards, your Gontis, your Liliana, your Gearhulk, put them back into your deck, and go on like that until you get a few extra cards into your decks for some grindiness, and then super late game, you play the Sekka's Guy's Blessing, bring back the first, and go on forever like that. And you get some little bit of incidental hatred against things such as Godfarer's Gift or Scrappy Scrounger that you can pick out of their yard, which can help from time to time. And it's just a good way to get ahead in these 1-for-1 battles where you've got the removal spells, a little bit of card advantage. That the idea is that we'll really just grind our opponent out into yesteryear. But not sure how it's going to go. Like the matchups in general, I feel like we're going to be pretty good against most of the creature decks. We've got our Fatal Pushes, which I think are quite well positioned against these red-black aggro decks, against these green-black snake decks. Just anything that's trying to play cheap aggro creatures, having these as your instant speed removal spell really just shuts down what they're doing. You've got 2 main at duress, which is a little bit interesting, but the fact is, even against the traditional aggro decks of the format, they just got a lot of great hits. Like, you don't really ever want to hit necessarily their removal spells as such, because you're not really that bothered by them. But just they've got almost all of them have planeswalkers now. Almost all of them have their own, like Doomfalls or such like. And sometimes you do want to take their removal spell just so your Gifted Aetherborn can really get to work. We're playing the Miser's Cast Down. It's a great removal spell, but it does miss on a lot of important creatures in the format. Got our Argyll's Bloodfast in the main. That's really going to help us super grind against a lot of matchups when you're really just in a top deck mode, and being able to draw those extra cards can help, even just a little bit expensive on life and mana. Gifted Aetherborn, I think at this point is pretty clear what they're trying to do. They help block, gain you a little bit of life, and against the snake decks in particular is where the Death Touch is quite relevant. But otherwise against the aggro decks like Mono Red, and to some extent Red Black, just the big butt of a 2-3 on turn 2 can really help to stymie some early aggression. Doomfall is a nice little one against the control decks. You're going to be able to take something from their hand, can be very valuable. Having the information of what they're doing, and being able to exile is certainly a big fit for the exiling, making the pseudo sack effect. The effect against the some of the big cards you want to exile are a Kindling Phoenix, Hazoret, your opponent, just some of your generally just playing it as a fine kill spell is alright. But nice little versatile card. Gonti, I think one of the better cards in the deck actually. I'm considering going up to the 4th in the main. Just very good. The Death Touch helps against a lot of the big creatures that are running around, and the value, just being able to have the versatility of something like if you're against a blue-white control deck and you can get their cast out. That's something that they can't really play around, and it's a big extra angle that your deck just doesn't normally have access to. Got the full 4 Vraska's Contempt. I think it's very important at the moment. Being able to, there's so many planeswalkers running around, whether it's old Karn, which I think is it's quite well known at this point, but also just hitting the creatures that need to be exiled, such as Kindling Phoenix and Hazoret, can really just help you, and a little bit of extra life does help you get back and take control of games when necessary. Liliana's great. I'm surprised she hasn't seen that much play over her life in standard. She does a lot of good work. She makes zombies every turn. The milling can be helpful. You can actually you can unfortunately mill your Guy's Blessing and shuffle back your graveyard, which you might not necessarily want, but they can be useful in some situations. And she just slowly grinds through your deck so you can get some little edges off your returns. You can get some little edges off your memorials to follies, being able to pick things back up again. and you can the -3 picking back up a Gearhulk or a Gonti can be very powerful. Gearhulk himself, excellent creature, just so the 5/4 menace is actually a real threat that can start to end games quickly, but being able to kill big green creatures, like such as things with mono green or whatever, I think that matchup's going to be excellent. Is really what you want to be doing. Got these Neverwinter returns, which, being again a little bit like Vraska's and Temps, but sorcery speed's obviously a bit of a downer. But the being able to return something back can be some nice little upside. You got things like Cut to Ribbons, which is nice to be able to grab. Scrap Heap Scroungers occasionally, and just destroying a creature for 3 mana is quite powerful. And we got these 2 little Walking Blisters. They can be endgame late win conditions. They can be early blockers. I think a lot's been said about how good Walking Blister is right now. Don't really need to go too much into it. Our sideboard's fairly typical. Against control decks, we've got some Scrap Heap Scroungers. We can try and beat them down a little quicker. We've got the 1 Miser's Vraska's Relative, which I'm not sure about with the 4 green sources, but we'll see how it plays. 2 Deadeye Trackers against some more graveyard-focused decks, so we can get some hate in there, and you can also bring it into control decks. We've got 2 Duress, which are just generally, go up to the full 4 against the control decks and other things where you need them. Go back at the same with the Doomfalls and Golden Devisors, nice little creature removal. Being able to kill the stuff that you need to deal with, and we don't really care about the City's Blessing, it's just -2/-2, so useful against some creature decks. The 4th Gonti and Miser's Ravenous Chupacabra against the creature-based decks like green-white or green-black. Yep, so I'm really excited to see how this deck plays out. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we get to do some Gaia's Blessing loops if we really want to live the dream. But otherwise I'll be happy just killing every single thing my opponent plays until they are dead. And see you for the games. Alright, this is Sean Molden for cardsphere.com, and we're going to go into the next one with the green-black Gaia's Blessing Control, I guess is what I'm going to go for it. I just played one match, off camera to kind of see how the deck felt, and it was against red-black aggro, and the inevitability you get is really powerful in the later stages of the game, but it's obviously getting there that's a little tricky. So we've lost the die roll. This hand's great. We want a Gifted Aether Bond's one of the better early interactive cards we can have. Cinder Barons. Huh. Not seen that from any of the red-black decks before. I'm assuming this is more just one of the standard red-black aggro mid-range things you see going around. Yep. All pretty stock. If our opponent does let us, we will block with the Aetherborn, even though they can eventually get their Scrounger back. That's a while off, and we don't want to let them be using it to crew hearts and just being able to use our turn efficiently. But let's see what they do. Looks like they're coming on him. We'll happily block. So sometimes you don't want to block because you want to be able to attack with this and start getting some life through, getting a little bit of damage in. But especially if our opponent's not doing anything particularly scary. So if we fatal push this, I'm just thinking about if we want to fatal push this. So if we want to play this Walking Blister, I think we just want to play this Folly and not even bother playing the Blister at the moment. It doesn't really do anything as a 1/1. The best thing it can do is potentially threaten. We don't even need to threaten a Chandra, which might be one thing that we want to use it for because we have the Vraska's Contempt. So we'll say go. We probably won't be fatal pushing this, although possibly we want to. If they spend their turn 4 just bringing it back with the other Scrounger, which means they have to exile a different threat. I actually think I'm going to. I just want to protect our life total. This fatal push doesn't have many great targets. Some of the, there are 3 drops. We have to have Revolt online to be able to trigger, which we don't currently have an easy way of getting. PNLR, yeah, PNLR exactly is another threat that just isn't very scared of a fatal push. But what we are going to do, I think, goes for Bloodfast. This is probably not the matchup for you, my friend. We'll go off on this Walking Ballista, and we'll probably look to ping. We may as well ping this stop to now. Can't think of any good reason to wait on it. I guess the reason is that if they attack with PNLR, would I want to block and trade? Kinda. No, I think I prefer just killing the Thopter. Saying go. They might have things like Spire of Industry that could help by having an artifact online. Chainwhirler. I guess that was a reason to wait on it. Now I think about it. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. If I'd had it as a 2-2, I could have blocked the PNLR. And that would have been a little bit of a better exchange for me. But that's fine. That drawing the land there is good. We want to play this Liliana. I'm just trying to think if we want to minus and make an Aetherborn. I don't think so. I think it's better to just start churning out zombies. Thing is, the -7 on this is really something that they have to be cognizant of. We would have liked one of those lands because we want to get this Gearhulk killing this Chainwhirlers are really going to help push us ahead, gain us a bit of life. But let's see what goes on. I think they're probably going to be attacking Liliana, but if they choose to attack us, that's also great. No, both Liliana. We will happily trade zombie for PNLR. Likely going to spend their turn bringing back some Scroungers. They can currently only bring back one though, which is wild. The way these decks play out. Can't hit my Liliana anymore, I'm afraid. Yep, that's fine. We're happy to see that gone. I think we're just going to... so we could Gearhulk the Chainwhirler, or we could Contempt and Bloodfast. Bloodfast, I mean, it's just getting it, using our mana a little bit this turn. So if we let the stay in play, they get to do another activation. And that kills our Gearhulk, yeah, I think it's better to... So we'll plus first, see what's in our bin. Another Liliana. So I think we want to just do it like this. And we'll play the Bloodfast just to have it in play, although we're not planning on activating it anytime soon. We've got other things to do. We've got our follies, well, our memorials to their folly. I believe that's Urza. He's not having a good time. We will chump to keep our Liliana's loyalty high. The zombie is not going to get any better against the 3/3 first strike. And when they have cards such as... I don't know if they play Shock anymore. I don't think so on standard. Oh, another... No, we definitely want to block because of another Chainwhirler would otherwise finish off our Liliana, which would be a pretty bad spot for us to be in. See? I get to play around at once. Shame on me. So their plan is to bring back at least one scrap heap. So I could minus bring back the Aetherborn. That's not very good. We could bring back the Aetherborn. And we could... Yep, okay, so we're going to be playing the Gearhulk here. So we'll plus make a zombie. Mailing ourselves is... Oh, getting Gearhulk's great now, obviously. Because it's something that we can either folly back or plan to Liliana minus. And we can't attack our zombie anyway, not that we would because of the Scroungers that we want to be blocking. If assuming our opponent, like there's a good chance they have Unlicensed Integration in their 4 cards in hand. They have been missing land drops, so we assume they've got all spells. But the curve tends to stop at 4 anyway. Maybe they play a couple main deck Glorybringers, which would be a nuisance here, but we've got the... So a Glorybringer would, if they play the land, which, if they're playing Cinder, yeah, that's something we thought was definitely on the range. But luckily now this can't hit Planeswalkers, so Liliana does get to live, which is good. So especially if they attack with both, we're just happily blocked. Liliana's really pulling her weight in this deck. I'm quite impressed with her. It's surprising that she hasn't really seen that much play over her time in Standard. She's quite powerful. Aetherborn's great, so we could either... So I'm thinking about whether I want to folly back. I think I want to folly back a Gearhulk end of my opponent's turn. So if I'm going to be drawing, I think I like drawing one card here. No, I can't do that. Sorry, this costs 3 to activate. So I would rather definitely guarantee back a Gearhulk, which is one of our best cards in this matchup, I think, as opposed to drawing some random cards from our deck and having to pay some life for the privilege. If our opponent attacks here, we will block with the zombie. It's a little bit less valuable than the Aetherborn. We are fortunate our opponent's missing their land drops, but we have, it does mean they have 5 cards in hand as a trade-off. It's always very tempting when they're like, oh, if they had just one more land, they would have got me. It's like, yeah, we would have had one less relevant spell, Okay, so we're gonna almost certainly be trading with the zombie. Yep. We want to be killing our Liliana at a healthy loyalty. She can keep churning out zombies. do you think this is going to be? Could be an Abrade on my Aetherborn. That would make sense. If they don't have any of the big 4-drops to play. Well, I'm not sure what the hand is if they're not playing any of the big 4-drops, although I guess there aren't many of the big 4-drops that are really helpful here. Rekindling Phoenix would be pretty good. Walking Ballista. Interesting. That's not one I'm particularly scared of. So we're going to bring back our Gearhulk. Could bring back our Ballista. That's interesting, but I don't love it when they have a Ballista. I like Gearhulk because it's not something, you know, if we kill their Ballista with it, it's not like they have any good targets to really ping down. That's kind of tempting to just minus back our thing, but I like to keep making zombies. So we'll mill ourselves. At some point, we haven't milled any of our... We did a lot of mono black, we haven't drawn any of our Guy's Blessings, or I guess there's only 6 cards. So we're going to do this, I think. I shouldn't have made the zombie first. That was a mistake. Yep, that was an error. I should have. Yeah. I did that the wrong way around. It's been a while since I played with Noxious Gearhulk, oddly enough. We'll attack here. Okay, so we should have another zombie in play and be on 2 less life, but happens. Chainwhirler, fine, doesn't do anything. It stops our Gifted Aetherborn from attacking, I guess, and pings down our Liliana. Although I could Deadlands. Yeah, I think I'd rather just play a Gonti. So we'll play the Gonti first. See what we hit. I'd quite like a Karn would be quite nice. I mean, our opponents would quite like a land, but I guess we've got them all. Oh, hitting an Ever to return, that's nice, a little bit of value. Can exile one of the Scroungers. We have to be careful, we can't cast that on one of the Scroungers whilst the Scroungers are in the bin, because we won't be able to, we won't get our zombie in that case, because they'll exile it as a cost. Well, if they have the mana open. Okay, they're done. Not punished for our slight missequencing. Okay. So I don't think I love Golden Demise, even though it has some points where it can be good. They seem to be the slightly bigger version. I didn't see any 1-drops out of them. They could still be definitely playing them, but I kind of don't hate bringing in more Jurors. I think I'll just leave him with the 2. Chupacabra can be really good against some particular board states. It can be really bad. I think Gonti's quite good in the post-board configuration. I'm not entirely sure what we want. I think I want to shave a couple of Fatal Pushes. They seem a little worse post-board. Probably Bloodfast can get shaved. I don't think it's really the matchup for it. You want something that's a little bit more big. Even if they are going a little bigger post-board, I think I'd rather, possibly a Vraska to deal with some post-sideboard threats. Possibly... So Chupacabra is quite good against Glorybringer in particular, if we might need another answer to that. And killing Chainwhirler is quite powerful. I think we'll go with something like this. Obviously, not entirely sure. This is quite a bad hand. Don't think we want to... Yeah, I think we're going to mulligan, actually. I think we can do better than this. Yeah, this is better, even if it's not great. I'm actually not sure if it's better, but it's a 6. And at least we have something powerful to be doing. We probably will just cycle... Oh no, we no longer are forced to cycle our Guy's Blessing. We have something else to do. Argyll's Bloodfast, fine. I don't think you're going to win the Inevitability game. Although Bloodfast is good. That's the sort of thing we would dress. But I'm more scared about like the Planeswalkers. If they're just, this is the thing, if they're just spending all the time just drawing cards, like our Planeswalkers are going to get a lot more value than that possibly could. I don't think we're actually in a point where we need to play this Guy's Blessing because we already have something to do next turn. Like we have a quite good Gonti and that'll probably give us something to do even if we miss our land drops. Attacking, pressuring their life total a little bit so the Argos Bloodfast isn't quite so free. A Challenger would be bad hit. Oh, if they're just drawing cards, this is great for us. This is the thing, like we're not a control deck. Like you can't just draw cards forever and expect to get too far ahead. We are pressuring their life total a little. gaining some back ourselves. Let's see what we get with this. So I think it's gonna be Phoenix, but it's not as great because it doesn't actually it goes yeah, so we'll get the egg, but we won't be able to bring back the Phoenix. But it's still a 4/3 fire, end of the day, you know, 4 mana. It's not too bad. Especially if our opponent's just gonna keep drawing cards like some sort of madman. And there's no way we're blocking here. We're quite happy to just turn sideways ourselves. Got 2 death touch threats, so other than a Chainwhirler would be annoying. A Chandra. That one is not annoying. Are they plussing? Just for mana, sure makes sense. A Braid? How rude. Alright, let's see what we got. So, I think probably just contempt the Chandra here. Although it's kind of tempting to play the Phoenix. How's that work out for us? They kill the Phoenix. I keep... That's exactly how that works out for us. So we'll kill this Chandra, gain a little bit more life. Bash in. And if we hit a land, do we want to Liliana's Death Majesty or Duress and... Alright. Guess we want to Liliana's Death Majesty. Oh no, we're not having the choice to Liliana's Death Majesty anymore, so we will be Duressing and Rekindling Phoenix probably next turn if we draw a land. Otherwise, just the Phoenix, I believe. Land is great, so we'll play this Duress first, see what we got. No need to play the land before. Might change our opponent's decision. Yep, makes sense. Probably should have attacked first, actually, but I feel like they were going to. Did anyway. Double Glorybringer. Glorybringer is obnoxious against my plan of playing a Rekindling Phoenix, but they might miss. They have to hit the land drop untapped to be able to do that. And otherwise, we are getting in for quite a lot, so we'll leave this up here. And if they play the Glorybringer and we draw a land for our Phoenix, that's our Gearhulk even, that's pretty good. So we force them to play an untapped land here to really be able to get ahead, which they have, unfortunately. They do have quite a lot, especially if they've shown us Tinder Barons. So our plan is to, yeah, we're gonna be left with an egg, which is exciting. May as well block with the egg, seeing as they have a. What? Why did they not attack? That seems like a misstep. Did they think that it came back? Did they think it was like... I think that was definitely a mistake on my opponent's part, and I will happily attack into that. Thing is, even if it did work like that, I would dead lands the Glorybringer. Yeah, they're just not going to attack. Okay. Man, I wish I'd drawn an untapped land to really be able to punish that. Oh, fun fact is this can actually shuffle back Scrappy Scroungers to get them out of the way. But we're just going to do it on ourselves. So we want to shuffle back in good stuff. So we want Contempt, Liliana, and Gonti, I guess. Green and 1. Meadowbug, etc. Just draw the one that we put on top. It is unfortunate that we could play another Glorybringer here to... Bizarre. Maybe they just had to click through their attack step. I've certainly done that before. We will block here because I think it's much better than this. And they've got a Ballista that can clear up the token, so we might not be able to get our block in later. Canyon Slough. So they're playing a Ballista here. Fine. So we're going to Gearhulk kill their Glorybringer. So does that change anything? I think so, because I think I want to play... So if the problem is if we play the Gearhulk and just kill the Glorybringer, then they just play their Glorybringer. exert it. And that doesn't really get us anywhere. So unfortunately, if I had 7 mana, then I could never and Gonti, and that'd be pretty good. Or I could Gonti and try and hit, like, a cast down. God knows if they can play cast down. I think I just want to play Gearhulk here, because the problem is if they just play untap, play a Glorybringer and attack us for 5. It's actually not the worst for us if we just never return. We're taking a little bit. We're taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're on 7, then we're going to Glory. Not sure. They have seen our Gearhulk though. Given they've seen Gearhulk, how does this change for us? So if we never... What else do they do? They have to kind of play it though, right? They can't really just do nothing. Yeah. So otherwise I could just like Deadlands a Blister. That seems horrible. I need the lands. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is fine. Really not sure on that turn. It depends what our opponent does here, because the problem is if they can almost just put a counter on the Blister and say go. But we do have a bunch of instant. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. That's unfortunate for us. So maybe we're meant to play Gearhulk that turn. I'm really not sure. Phoenix. That's not ideal. Yeah, this is going to be tricky to win. They've also now got a Phoenix in the yard, so we can't even just exile it with a never return to make sure they can't get it back. I think I want to Gonti. And try and get like a... what's it called? Unlicensed Integration off the top of their deck. If they hadn't drawn another threat to play that turn, because we know they drew this, then I actually kind of liked our play. Because if they just don't play the Glorybringer, they're just not putting any pressure on us, really. And we do have a bunch of instant speed answers to that Glorybringer. So if they hadn't drawn a Phoenix, they would have been either forced to play the Glorybringer, which would have been good for us. So I don't think they would have done that. So they would have like put a counter on the Ballista. Not sure. Well, there's a license integration. That is what we were after. So now hopefully, they play the Glorybringer with a mind to drawing a card. Sure. They play the Glorybringer with a mind to oh, they can flip this? That's exciting. Not sure if they're going to. I guess so. May as well. Yeah. Aren't paying for it anymore. Okay, so on the ground, they can't attack with Ballista. Or can they? 3, 4. Not quite lethal. Ah! Now we are dead. Fine. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, exactly. Well, can't be their draw steps. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to give them credit that they're going to activate their Ballista. Okay. Probably maybe don't want the guys blessing in this matchup. Maybe just a few more. Scoundrels seem terrible. Bloodfasts might be okay. Another Gonti seemed good. I want another Gonti. And I can see some board states where Golden Demise is good, especially if they're keeping in PNLR. Having a clean answer to that, and some of the like Scroungers could be fine. Or another Duress. No, they've got a bunch of creature threats that we have to answer, is the problem. I think I like everything else. Yep, we'll go on the for play. We're all right on time. This hand is decent. It's nice as Kitty's one lives through the Golden Demise. I'll lead off on this. Into swamp. Mhm. I don't really care about any of the non-creature spells that they can play quite yet, so we won't need to use the duress. This might just be eating a braid. Or a cut to ribbons, same difference. See, that's not the thing is I could have maybe taken that with the duress, but that's not the sort of card that we like are worried about. Oh, they're in duress. The hand is wow. Okay, so that's a Canyon Slough and a bunch of mountains and a Scrap Heap Scrounger. Sure. Their duress would have just about hit, but not been exciting. So we've got to worry about his cut to ribbons a little bit eventually, but it's good for now. I think given their hand, I actually am just going to Golden Demise this Scrap Heap Scrounger. As miserable as that is, like we just don't want to take a billion damage off it, and we need to save this Vraska's Contempt for some of the more resilient threats. So we're just going to Golden Demise. They don't have a way to get this back, and their hand is set up just that, well, that was a good draw for them, but we do have the Contempt for it. Don't hate playing the Gonti first, actually. Might help us use our mana a bit more effectively next turn. We're taking 4. That's it. We know their hand hasn't got anything in it. It's got a mountain, a Canyon Slough, and 1 unknown. Alright. I'm in for this. A life total is certainly relevant in this matchup. And if we draw a land, we want to be able to just play Gear Hulk. Most likely. As I said, they don't have that many threats Gear Hulk is good against. Like Chainwhirler is probably the main one, but they might have sideboarded some of them out by the looks of it. I wouldn't hate using it on a PNLR. This is almost certainly a cycle. Yep. And Duress Swifts. Did draw a land, but it's unfortunately a tap one, but not to worry. Wow, the top of their deck was pretty good. So Disintegration is probably the best against a Glorybringer, but Doomfall's good against Phoenix and Hazoret, which the way this board state's what currently laying out might be something that comes back to, and they still can't bring back the Scrounger at the moment. Okay, I think I'm in for Doomfall, but it's a pretty good stack. This might be wrong. So I don't want to get Phoenix because it's we don't need another threat per se. We've got plenty of that. I just want another removal spell, and I think Doomfall's a little better than Unlicensed Integration, all things considered. Just play a Glorybringer here. And he's already seen the Noxious Gearhawk. He's unlikely to do that. Our opponent, sorry. So, Doomfall. No, my Gearhawk. That's fine. It's unfortunate that it does exile. I actually think, rather than just doing nothing, I do actually like bringing back a Gifted Aetherborn here. We won't play our land because they might duress us. There's a reasonable chance that if we draw on a non-creature spell there, we would have just played it. Since double black activate, yeah. Glorybringer. I guess we're going to Doomfall that and lose our Gonti. We will Doomfall that this turn. Oh, lose our... Yeah, that makes more sense, so obviously. Gift of Aetherborn's like a slightly better Gonti. Good Never to Return. I actually think I'm going to Never to Return on the grounds that I want to... I still want this Doomfall for more resilient threats such as Phoenix and Hazoret. Although Never to Return does answer Planeswalkers. But also because I want to be casting this return half on their Cut to Ribbons at some point. Okay, Bloodfast could be an issue. At least they're a little constrained on black mana at the moment. Gonti is a better... No, he's not a great... Well, let's attack first, see if they might kill our Gonti. When I have other things to do, I would rather not just play the Gonti as a card draw spell. So we will exile this. Don't think we want to exile the Scrounger, though that is definitely defendable. I think this Cut to Ribbons is more likely to be an issue. I think they want to be using their black mana on Argyl's Bloodfast, at least for the moment. So we'll do it like this. Glorybringer. Please kill Argonti. Come on. Ah! So unreasonable. We will exile that. And probably just play Argonti. So we'll attack first. In fact, we can, like, I don't mind sacrificing Argonti here because of Memorial to Folly. We'll keep this one. Trigger. I think I want Disintegration, and I think I'll use it this turn, next turn. Or like in the end step. Yeah, because we want to do it like this, because if they have the third Glorybringer, which is reasonably unlikely, then we want to be able to kill it. Actually, I think maybe I should have Doomfalled, I'm not sure. The problem, so the issue is that if they choose, now they can bring back their Scrounger in response to me Doomfalling something, if they have the mana available to do so. Sorry about that. So they're upgrading Argonti, that's fine. I think we just want to bring it back and recast it. I would have quite enough mana to do so. Playing Gaea Hold to pressure their life total is appealing. I think it's correct when we have this Doomfall at the ready, and if it dies, we can at least bring it back. Problem is that because they are braided in combat, I'm a bit worried they have another removal spell. That's definitely something that's in their range to have. But if they're just Bloodfast activating, then this is, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. At least we didn't take any damage. And the third Glorybringer, my word, that's quite a lot of Glorybringers. Well, this Doomfall at least is going to be pretty good. Make sure we choose the right mode. And we can either, I think we want to end a turn, bring back either Argonti or a Gaea Hulk, depending on what's better, rather than play this Walking Ballista. Too many other things to do with our mana, I'm afraid, for you to really shine Ballista. Luckily, they're still constrained on black mana, so it's taking a while for that to really be able to get an advantage. Bring this Gonti back. Cast down's not a bad one to have. We do have a bit less mana to work with now, obviously, when we do sacrifice our lands. Oh, Chandra's a brilliant one. Yeah, very happy to have that. Be casting that next turn, most likely. Probably just exiling the top card to get a few more points in. My word. There's a lot of upgrades and disintegrations and Glorybringers. Very consistent. Double Doomfall, double disintegration. Ballista, yep, that is going to hit us for 3, but at least we get to, it's only 3. They're out of cards in hand, so take our 3. Oh no, we didn't kill anything. Nice little pickup as well, something else to play. Yeah, I think we'll just, yeah, cast that one. There is some argument to hitting them for 2 and playing the one in our hand. I think this is better. Well, now I kind of wish I'd hit them for 2. That's aggressive. They're going to draw another card. No, they're going to play their own Chandra. Can I kill them? Not quite. So I can do this X equals 3 or 4 with the mana. I think I just like, well, it's a swamp. We'll kill the planeswalker so they have a little bit less options to work with. Okay, I like our position. They can, yeah, they're gonna activate it and then flip. Reasonable choice. Hey, we win. Nice. Yes, you obviously had lands. Okay. I mean, you also did draw 3 Glorybringers in a row, so it's hard for me to have too much sympathy for you. And they didn't bring back their Scrounger at some point, which I'm pretty sure could have been good for pressure, rather than drawing all the cards. But that'll happen when you play the like 25 land aggro decks. Yeah, our deck really worked pretty well there. I liked Gontis were very good in the matchup. Gaea Hulk did its work. Interesting decisions on how we meant to sequence against the Gaea Hulk in general. But alright, we'll be back for the next one. And right now, why not? So the fact that we can beat Red-Black, which is the most popular deck in the format at the moment, is really a good spot for us to be in. The deck is really popular, and if we have game against that, then really that's kind of a big part of step 1 to being a competitive deck in the metagame. Our Gaia's Blessings have not, sadly, done a huge amount yet, but hopefully we can play against Blue-White Control where they should really pull their weight. Thanks Outlook. Right, we'll play first. I really hope we're against Blue-White Control. This hand's great against them. I think it's keep anyway. We'll lead off on the Memorial. We've got Gifted Aetherborn against some more aggressive decks. And if they're a little more controlling, then Argyll's Bloodfast can hopefully pull its weight. Hey, alright. I think I just want to play Aetherborn anyway, because next turn I can Bloodfast with the mana up for Syncopate, so I may as well get extra licks in while we can. So they're going to play Search. Strategic planning. Ah, the gift. Interesting. This Gaia's Blessing can hit their cards, so... Okay. We're going to be casting a Doomfall on their hand, I think, this turn. We want to try and get rid of their combo pieces. They put 2 Champion Wits in the bin. Interesting. Okay, so we've got... I think we're going to be taking the Champion. Furbish. Settle the Wreckage, cast out. So don't care about don't care about Settle the Wreckage, don't care about cast out. Champion of the Wits is probably the most annoying. I think that's what I'm going to take, because we don't want to let them loot through to... At the moment they can't, unless their Minister of Inquiries hits. They can't actually get their thing on, like, the gift online. I have no idea what this matchup's like. I imagine it's not too bad, actually. They also only have 1 land in their hand, if I can remember. Oh no, they have 2. They have the farmland and the island. Duress will take a cast out, or we'll probably take a refurbish. Yeah, it's not bad for us. And then Bloodfast, they aren't really pressuring our life total until they stop comboing us. So I think we'll lay that down. So we'll Duress, because we don't want this to... It's so bad for us if they just happen to hit into a Godfarer's Gift with their Minister of Inquiries, which would be reasonably lucky, but not completely out of the question. Or if we can draw our green source for this Gaia's Blessing, that's going to be very good against these Champion of Wits. Just get to throw them all back in there. Nice little upside. So there's a reasonable chance their turn this turn is just so we know they have yeah, their just turn is going to be getting rid of the thing. So I think we know the Settle the Wreckage. And not sure what else. Yeah, we'll attack for 2. There's another unknown. That's another island. I wouldn't mind a cast out. Guess we'll take a Godfather's Gift. There's our late game plan. That's kind of exciting in our deck. We got all these sweet value creatures. Yep, they have to hit. They're missing both combo pits at the moment, although their Champion of Wits being able to be hardcast soon is somewhat of a concern. I was considering. Ooh, yeah, we'll just play this. We'll attack first. I was considering just killing the Minister of Inquiries with the Deadlands, but especially with this Godfarer's Gift as a possible late game plan, we really want to be hitting our land drops. Settle the wreckage? Sweet. Unfortunately, our guys don't die, but the fact that we get to have this Liliana's Death Majesty start milling us so that this, this Godfarer's Gift is going to do some work. Oh my. Yep, they're a little. We would like to hit a green source next turn, ideally, just so they can't bring back their Champion of Wits. That would be great. Okay. It's not a bad one to have access to. If we mill any creature here, I'm going to play this Godfarer's Gift. Whew, that's a good one to hit. So we'll play this. We'll begin combat. We could bring back the Ballista and save this Gearhulk for their Champion of Wits. That's actually a little better. Come on in. This is insane. Yeah, this is Settle the Wreckage does have a downside. That's why we were quite happy to attack into it. I didn't think they would pull the trigger, but they got another one. They definitely could have another one that's in their range, but yeah. The thing is, we're playing 26 lands, so that we are quite a mana hungry deck, and if our opponent gives us the chance to use it, so they're playing their own Godfarer's Gift. Interesting. Okay. Thing is, their first resurrection is going to get eaten by a Gearhulk, and that might leave them dead. No, because they're probably going to get back the Angel. Yeah, probably not quite dead, but not in a great spot. So they're going to be on. They have to make 2 servos here, I think, just for chump blockers. Yeah, so they're going to be on 12. I don't think they're dead. They're attacking Liliana? I assume so. Yeah. I'm not going to chump. Yeah, but I don't think that's a great attack. I would definitely let it just go to 1. If it killed her, I think that's definitely defendable. Alright. So, first things first, we'll mill. See if we can get anything more exciting, although I think this Gearhulk's pretty much one of the better things we can have. Yeah, bring them back. Yeah, our deck's actually a pretty good Godfarer's Gift as a deck, as it turns out. So it only gets haste into end of turn. So this Angel Invention no longer has haste. Right, so we'll crack on in with the Squadron. We aren't going to activate our Ballista because we want to hold up this Rascal's Contempt. So the way that Fairgrounds Warden works is that it only exiles the creature if the Warden itself actually leaves the battlefield. So what that means in real time... Oh, we made our Gearhog a little smaller. How upsetting. So what that means is that if we respond to the trigger, which they're most likely going to do to try and kill one of our tokeny zombies, then we get to not have our guy get exiled. These Memorial to Follies are... Why would you bother getting them back to hand when you can just have them straight to play, huh? Just a little better. Yeah, I think that's reasonable blocks. Go to 6. And if they play another Godfarer's Gift, we could be in a little bit of trouble. But even so, I'm not particularly worried so long as we don't mess up the Fairgrounds Warden trigger. They probably want to mill themselves for another Angel of Invention. We're on 30 as well. Where have we even been gaining life from? Gearhulk gained us a bit. I don't even know where else we've been getting life. I guess we Gearhulked twice? Yeah. Good old noxious Gearhulk. There's a card that's surprising, didn't see that much play in standard as well. Like, this is all just deck cards that are, oh yeah, this is in standard and has been for like 2 years. Alright, what are you doing? He's thinking about it. Our opponent is thinking about it. Very slowly, our opponent is thinking about it. So they can, maybe they're meant to Champion of Wits pre-combat to try and mill into, yeah, I think they're meant to eternalize this Champion of Wits. Same difference. I think I prefer eternalizing the Champion of Wits to get another creature on board with your mana, but I guess they're trying to hit a, they're trying to like draw, refurbish, and discard a, whatever it's called, Governor's Gift. Our main deck, Duresses and Doomfalls seemed pretty good this game. Certainly these weird combo-esque decks have a really hard time dealing with them in the main deck. They already struggle from them post-board. That's kind of one of the big downsides of these blue-white control decks, is that they sometimes have quite a big weakness to... So yeah, they discarded the Angel, so they got step 1, but we do have the Contempt at the ready. This is why I think I prefer the Champion of Wits Eternalize. I think it's just a little better. I have no idea if they play counter spells. I assume not. We'll go to 32 because we really needed a little more life. Ah, they drew another Fairgrounds Warden. Okay, that is unfortunate. This is what we're saying. If they brought it back from the graveyard, we could have responded to that trigger, but we'd much rather our Liliana was still alive to keep milling us to make our Godfarer's Gift better. In any case. I guess we'll plus the Liliana first, see what we get. No more creatures. Very unfortunate. We do play 4 Woodland Cemetery. Ugh, that was also unfortunate. So if we kill the Fairgrounds Warden, we can attack for quite a lot. Don't think it's quite lethal. We have 6 attackers. Sadly, we cannot. So the Noxious Gearhulk they let through and they jump. I think is the correct. Yep. So we're still in a good spot here, even if this Fairgrounds Warden is going to eat our Gearhulk, unfortunately. We do still have a billion zombies, approximately. And this Godfarer's Gift that our opponent would probably want to deal with. So, another one. Okay. That is slightly a problem, but they don't have any more lifelink threats. They can bring back Double Warden. They're still dead on board. They can bring back... I think they should bring back, yeah, Champion of Wits. Let that resolve. Try and hit into a Angel. If they miss on Angel, they're dead, and they've already hit 2 of them. 2 or 3? Just 2. So if they miss on the Angel, they're dead, and otherwise they want to like hit... Oh, they've hit the Angel. This might be getting closer than I'd like. So, yep. So they go to... They're probably going to put the... I think they should put the counters on it, actually. Just hope I don't draw a kill spell. I think that's a little better here. I'm not sure if that means they're dead. So they'll be on... if they're on 6, I'll just do the math while my opponents are thinking it through. So if they go up to... I actually think I preferred making the... Yeah. Things to actually kill my Liliana to stop me making another zombie and getting some more possible mills, but Okay, well, it's not perfect, but it is something. Right. So I can shrink their angel, which I think is a little better than just exiling because they've got 2 Fairgrounds Wardens. I can't get both of them anyway. So I think if I shrink their angel and then crack in with everyone, that's probably lethal, but I'm gonna obviously double check. So this is they're on virtual 8 and they have 4 blockers. This gets through, so they're on virtual 4, and then they can block 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I think that's lethal. I look forward to seeing how I miscounted, but yeah, sadly not. Unless I miscounted with this zombie. So they have 1, 2, 3. So this gets through, they're on virtual 2. No, this is right, I think. No, because they're on 2. Yeah, I miscounted the zombie having summoning sickness. I think I like the attack anyway, because it means they have to chump. Yeah, we're attacking for everyone anyway, but it's not actually lethal. They live on 2, and then they have double Fairground Warden to get back. Yeah, because this is lifelink. If I had a push for this, then it would be lethal, but as it is. I still like the shrinking the angel to make get off the board. They now have to hit their last angel because double Fairgrounds Warden. Double Fairground Warden might keep them alive actually. Or cast out on my Godfarer's Gift would be obnoxious. Triple Fairgrounds Warden. That's going to be on the Minister of Inquiries. I guess, I mean, it doesn't. One of them's going to be on the Minister of Inquiries, so I'm not going to get to mill. Okay. That makes sense. They're drawing a lot of cards. They're drawing to a cast out for my Godfarer's Gift as well, which is unfortunate. So I think they should bring back Warden, exile my Minister of Inquiries. I don't think I agree with that. Like, I will let my Liliana die here to try and mill into more threats. I can't stop her from dying anyway if you want to kill her. Yeah, I think it was much better to exile the Minister of Inquiries here, but I might be wrong. She does. She had a long life. She made many zombies. This has been a very strange game. Gunty's a good one. So, first things first, we're going to mill ourselves. I was hoping to hit a creature. This has been a tad unfortunate. Where are our bloody sun cemeteries? Keep this one. We do get to bring a Gonti back with the Godfarer's Gift at least, which is nice. I'm like strategic planning actually. Try and get something a little more exciting into the bin. We don't really want the set of the wreckage. We don't really want the Godfarer's Gift. Yeah, strategic planning seems like the best one. We'll cast that. Certainly would not mind a Woodland Cemetery. Brilliant. There we go. So we can play this. We can Gaia's Blessing the rest of their creatures, which is 1, 2, and 3. So we will take out their Champion of Wits, their Fairgrounds Warding, and their Ministry of Inquiries. Only took the top 35 cards to find a bloody cemetery. Brilliant. Okay, good. So now we are beginning of combat. Bring back the Noxious Gearhawk. Oh, I've actually got a cast out for my Godfarer's Gift. Down. Oh, my shenanigans. I guess that makes sense. It's definitely within their range to have. My shenanigans are sadly over. Sure, they have a minister to bring back. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of lands left in our deck as well. Another Champion of Wits? My word. Probably lost this game. I feel like our opponent had to hit a lot of life linking cards in a row, and then the cast out, or else they were likely dead to our Godfarer's Gift. I think we are now likely scuppered. Maybe I was meant to take the settle. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll trade, yeah. May as well. It's not going to get better. Maybe we can just beat through every single one of the... They are almost out of creatures, and we do have a bunch of removal spells too left over. Start milling them. I kind of like milling them. So we have 8 lands, so I think we just want to play... I mean, maybe we do just get through every single one of their threats. That'd be kind of funny. It's definitely still a game. So they've been through... They've got one more Angel of Invention left. Ixalan's Binding. How rude. Okay, so they're going to exile our Gifted Aetherborn. Yup. Cast an Angel of Invention? Yeah, makes sense. It's large and in charge. Not quite dead. Also don't have to block and give them a guy, which is nice, but I think we are functionally dead. Trying to think if we have any outs. We've got... We haven't got any more Gearhawks, have we? Now we exiled one. Walking Blister. Got one more Walking Blister? Alright, come on, one time. So we've got a 1 in 23 to win the game, I think. If we mill ourselves, we can do it in our turn, I think. So we have It would cost 4 lands. They would have exactly an. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Come on, Walking Blister. Show me the blister. Ah, unfortunate. I think we are now dead though. They have a lot of power. We can bring back a Gonti and just about cast it. This has been a weird one. Sure. Cast that. Block, block. Very dead. Okay. How far down was the blister? It was not coming for a while. We did still have another blister, right? Am I miscounting? No, we definitely still had one more. Alright. Okay, so I think we want all these. All this. Gonti seems great. Vraska can kill the Godfarer's Gift. Fatal Push seems horrible. It does. I can't remember if the Godfarer's Gift keeps the same converted mana cost or not. I think they do. Let's have a quick look. Godfarer's Gift. Yep, it's a copy, so they keep their mana cost, so it doesn't even kill a bunch of that stuff, so I think we want those out. Cast down can be good, but I think we want to cut it or bring in some more exile removal spells. Never to Return, I think, is pretty bad for the most part. Kind of Doomfall's kind of doing what that does, but a little better. Alright. I like how we played that. We still gave ourselves quite a lot of outs. Their opponent had to have, we made them have to have certain cards at certain points, and they did. So, not much you can really do about that. I'm sure there are points we could have played. It was a very interesting game. There are a lot of decisions, so may not have done everything right. But I like our decks odds against them in general. Like they, I feel reasonably favoured. We'd only play 14 creatures, so it was reasonably unlikely for any particular mill to hit a creature in particular. There's some argument to bring in Scrapheap Scroungers and trying to aggro them, but I think we can control them a little better. This is Mulligan. This is better. I like this one. I think we can be a little greedy and put that on the bottom. We've got 26 lands. So chances are we draw by turn 4, we've drawn another. I think we've got a quite nice, reasonably simple turns. Just play our Gifted Aetherborn, play the Doomfall next turn on their hand. Hopefully just scale up into Liliana. Search, Strategic Planning, that's fine. Search would have been a lot more scary. So we get to have a look from their hand, take anything we want from it. Oh well, so they got something good from their Strategic Planning, because those are both perfectly reasonable choices. Unless they might have needed a land, possibly. Definitely kept hands of strategic plannings that really needed the land. Yeah, seems unlikely that's what they took here though. So, what do I want to take here? So Inquiries is kind of their enabler. But I think I'll take Champion of Wits as I was going to take the Inquiries. I think Champion of Wits is the best card to take here. The fact that it exiles is obviously big for this decision. This is Angel of Sanctions. Yeah, that's fine. Don't care about that one. Okay. And if we want to, we can plan to Vraska's Contempt the whatever it's called, Fairgrounds Warden, if that's what they want to go for. Hand's certainly not bad, but it's not anything stunning. Yep, that is completely reasonable. Hit our land drop like we wanted. So, what's their turn? If they don't draw anything relevant, it's likely just going to be... They do have these Field of Ruins, they can block my Mora's Volleys. No, anything but that. Yep. That is fine. They don't have the Refurbish, so I'm not even going to exile this to try and stop them from hitting the thing. I want to hold this for the Angel of Sanctions, which when we... So the way that this is likely going to go is we play the Liliana, they Angel of Sanctions it, we can Vraska's Contempt the Angel of Sanctions, so we get to make our zombie, mill ourselves for 2. They're going to almost certainly Field of Ruin, Angel of Sanctions. We know 3 of their 5 cards. They are certainly going to take a long time to do it though. I guess they might want to exile the zombie to play around a Contempt. It's a little better, not really. Yes, well, they played Island rather than Field of Ruin, so now we know 1 more of their cards, which is always nice. That is gone. You cannot attack. Oh, with the cemetery this time. I'm doing this. We do need to be cautious of the fact that they're pretty close to being able to hardcast their Godfarer's Gift, but oh, alright. I don't mind that. Those are all good cards, mostly. Bye. And I don't want to really trade a zombie and the ballista for the Fairgrounds Warden. I will attack next turn with them, and hopefully get to finish something off with the Angel of Sanctions. How rude. Okay, that was a pretty good mill on their part. Yeah. If they block, thing is they can't. If they block our zombie with the Angel of Sanctions, we got the Infinite Deadlands on board, so they're not going to do that. But I'll probably just use the Infinite Deadlands if they do block the Angel. But if they block the Fairgrounds Warden, I'll use the Ballista. Fine. Yeah, I like doing this a little better because it means that they don't hit us for quite as much in the air. Use our mana a little more efficiently because if we draw a land, an untapped land, we get to play the. Oh, we can already play it, but stuff X is 3. Yeah. And given this is a token, they can't do anything like blink it. So they can cast a Godfarer's Gift, but they don't actually have anything in the bin to pick up, which is amusing. I mean, they should do that anyway because we've got, they know we have Duresses and such like in our deck. I wonder if they realise that if they Field of Ruin our Woodland Cemetery, we can no longer have green sources. You might assume this deck plays a forest. They're out of energy. Why did they not attack with the Minstrom Increase? It ain't blocking. Maybe they just thought it had energy. I don't know. Oh, it is blocking. I'm dumb. Yep, there was no need to do that. That was a bad attack. I am bad. Well, okay. I say the words aim blocking, then it obviously blocks because that makes sense. Probably should have just double blocked a zombie, but then I would have probably realised my mistake. Well, Gearhulk's something good to hit. Can't argue with that. I get to minus the Liliana and bring it back. Yeah, that was really bad. I know that the Godfarer's Gift. I looked in the graveyard. Oh, I can refurbish it back. I'm not sure why they didn't just cast one in the hand, but same difference. Oh. Yeah, the fact that this can start to mill them as well is just really annoying. I just jump with the zombie, I get. Oh. Not sure why they didn't attack the Liliana. I get that they want to mill, but... Alright. Forever in the land of no punish, please. So, I can... minus this. Alright. Well... Yes, I'd like to use that ability. Despite me being an imbecile. We do look at a pretty good spot here. I wonder if they have negate post-board. They do. Interesting. Probably correct. So I can attack with all my zombies and just not finish it off. And my ballista for that matter, actually. Do not kill this warden. That would be dumb. I'm still pumping it. If the opponent attacks the Liliana, let the Liliana take one. Another Godfarer's Gift. I don't know why they didn't play the Godfarer's Gift last turn. I need to draw an exile spell. See, the problem is I would quite like to have responded to the trigger of the fabricate by killing the Angel Invention. But obviously I couldn't do that when there's the Godfarer's Gift in play. Let's mill first, see what that does for us. Okay, that's something. Let's put some virtual for... Let's see if we can kill them. So we can... Oh, we have to be very careful here, because if we don't kill them... So I can ping the angel out the way. Well, maybe we do have lethal, because of all the pinging I can do. So they've only got 3 mana. We know their last card's a Godfarer's Gift, actually. Yes, okay, so they have nothing in hand. So let's think this through carefully. We can ballista. Oh, I mean, we're doing that. We're just under the ballista, so we now have perfect. We're not bringing back an Etherborn. This is better. So, sorry, let's just work this out correctly. We've got plenty of time. Let's think this through. So we ping this. They have 3 blockers. I ping both the servos. They have 1 blocker. They take 5. Yeah, they're definitely dead. All right. I'm not entirely sure how we won this one. There is a downside in these decks when you bring in cards like Negate and Extends Bindings. Like you do just sometimes run out of creatures. Alright. Oh, that was game 2, wasn't it? Oh my word. Alright, maybe play a little bit faster than the last one, although we are still ahead on time. Oh, I forgot game 1 went on for so long, I forgot that that wasn't the last one. Alright, I like everything that we've got in our main deck. I think we're just going to run this back. That was a really weird one. So the fact that they went exactly the way it did, and that they didn't have any creatures in the bin was odd. I'm not sure why they didn't cast the... If they'd cast the one in their hand, I wouldn't have had perfect information. I probably still would have gone for it, just because I was in such a position that I kind of had to. But it's definitely a little more interesting. There's no argument to having Ravenous Chupacabra. There's definitely been spots when having killing the token might have been good. But yeah, we were quite fortunate that they missed on their mills with the... What's the 1/2 called? Ministry of Inquiries. See, this hand looks okay, but I'm actually going to mulligan it. Like, we do cast 2 Gifted Aetherborns, but then we have 2 4-drops. Although the 4-drops are good. Maybe I meant to keep this. So I need to draw... If I draw Running Lands, which is what this hand needs, and we've got a reasonably good odds at doing, then we have Gontian to Contempt. It's not really much. I think we actually want, like, we want to try and mulligan a little bit for some better pressure and some duresses, some interaction. So we have this 6-drop. So it's kind of a 6-card hand anyway. I think I like mulliganing. See, this is worse to some extent. The fact that has at least... Oh, the Scavenger Grounds is pretty good. I forgot that was in our deck. Yeah, okay, well maybe the Scavenger Grounds can carry this hand, so we have to be careful not to play it. until we need to use the ability. So, oh well, our opponent has a lot of self-mill going on. So, oh, duress is great, great draw. So we'll play that first before anything else. What you got over there, buddy? Double refurbish. All right, well, and a champion of wits. So taking a card. It's always nice that if they take a card, then the fact they play these mirror increase, they just really don't have very much left to wits into. All right, and then if we hold up the scavenger grounds, they can't cast the other refurbish, even if they do hit the Godfarer's Gift, which is nice. So it does unfortunately mean we have to have it in play turn 3, which is a little earlier than I'd like. They are playing Search for Control, I assume, so just hadn't seen it so far. I was wondering if they'd had to cut it for some of the new stuff, but I don't think I've actually seen any new cards from our opponent. Just an old school deck. So I presume they're going to play Champion of Wits here. We know they have Wits Refurbish, one unknown. It's kind of a bit... Yeah, I guess they can just clear through. They want to keep their refurbish in hand, most like double Angel of Sanctions. Oh my! Well. Also kind of tempting, but we don't need that right now. I think we have to play the Scavenger Grounds, so they can't just, if they hit the Godfarer's Gift, it's so bad for us. Not great for us to have to discard to sacrifice our land, or just hold up the mana. It'd be nice if we'd had if this was a Infinite Deadlands, so we could recur it a little. Yeah, now they stop milling. Now does the aggro begin? Alright, we're in. I really want to play something to not just die to this mediocre beats. I think I meant to wait one more turn. Although it is kind of tempting to Gaea's Blessing on the grounds that they have to then hit both the Godfarer's Gift and something relevant to bring back. But the problem is that just the Godfarer's Gift is such a hassle. So I think I wait one more turn, then I can Gaea's Blessing. Just play a Ballista. We're also just not particularly concerned about a life total until they start doing something more exciting than 2-1-2s and a 2-1. Interesting. Well, can't really hold up the mana anymore because of this Field of Ruin. So I think we're just gonna sacrifice this now. Yeah. Oh, and then we just have to hope that they don't hit. Whilst we look for our cast out would be perfect, obviously. Well, alright. I kind of like Angel of Invention, actually. Little awkward if they can manage to kill it, then it's another food for their yard. But we don't want this Godfarer's Gift. Like we try, like I like that plan to some extent, but the problem is we don't have anything in our yard. We don't have any way. The Liliana was kind of what was making that key. So I think that we want the Angel here to really start getting some pressure. Probably just making servos. So this might be getting cast outed. Are they just going to mill themselves to the Hypno Rivulet? That makes most sense, I think. Yep. Wow. 2 planes, 2 islands. That's something. Yep. So this one has to hit a creature that's good to get back, and the god. All right. They are whiffing. This is unfortunate. This is definitely below average. Like the fact that they just milled 11 cards and didn't hit anything relevant. So this will be the Angel of Invention, Angel of Sanctions. All right. third one of those? How unfortunate. Well, this is kind of not great for them in that we does mean that they can't actually. This is interesting. So if we the grounds of not just dying. Wow. Well, if we can hit one more land. They only got one energy left. Yeah, I think we just want to play this. It's unfortunate to give them part of what the puzzle. They need the creature in the graveyard, so if they can kill this. Yeah, I'll just make the servos. So we want to. Wow, this is incredible. They've just hit almost every land in their deck. They still have a refurbish in hand, I believe. I can't. This is just. Sometimes you just almost feel sorry for your opponent. If I draw a land. Well, so this is the interesting part. If we get rid of if we not just Gearhulk the Angel of Sanctions, then given they don't have the whatever, I think this is fine. We want to gain. It gains us some life, gets us another Gonti trigger. Like otherwise we're just doing nothing and spinning our wheels, and they are eventually they have to hit it if nothing else from just hard casting one. They cannot. Their deck does still have good cards in it. They have to hit them eventually. Cast out is perfect for us. Can't ask for more than that. We will attack with both of them. They've already now got things in the graveyard as creatures. And the fact sorry, I didn't even notice their Champion of Wits that they did mill, so they have hit the creature half of it. So they already giving them the Angel of Invention potentially isn't really a huge problem. Needs to be a little cognizant of time. So they're going to play a Godfarer's Gift here. That's fine. We've got the cast out for it. So they're going to bring back a Champion of Wits almost certainly. Oh, that does mean they're dying pretty quickly. Maybe they just have to take the Angel of Sanctions. Yeah, that's reasonable. So they're going to probably take the Angel of Invention underneath it because they'll get it back. Yeah, so we want to probably Gaia's Blessing the 3 creatures in the bin. Yeah, I think it's just the 2. So we'll choose them. We'll hit their Champion of Wits, their Champion of Wits, and that's it. Actually, we may as well make their deck a little worse by putting another land into it. Right, we draw a land. So if I attack with this and they like double block it, then that is fine, I think. I don't hate that. Block with the Angel. We don't want to kill the Angel. Do we want to kill the Angel? We get the Angel. Not this turn. I want to be casting out the... Yeah, next turn I don't mind doing that because we can answer the Godfarer's Gift. What are they killing? What am I... Is it like the servo? Yeah. You really don't want to hit any other creatures, do you? Interesting. I think we want to play this down first. If we put enough pressure on board, then they might have to... Okay. No, that does give them some more mills. I think they scientifically have to start hitting relevant cards at this point. Yeah, that makes sense. If they hit... Come on, don't hit Godfarer's Gift. Ah, shit. Alright. This is suddenly not going as well. Yeah, they have the refurbish, we know. I mean, it was probably about time that they hit something relevant, but we're probably dead now. So we can... Mhm. One, two, three, four. I'm gonna be. So I'm gonna be killing. I need to think a little bit. I've got a little bit of time. So if we bring back the Angel of Invention, I can kill it in response to the Fabricate trigger. And so therefore they don't get all the pumps, so it's just 7 damage coming through. But I'll have 2 blockers back. So I think I'm going to attack with this as well. This has been an odd one. Yep, so if they bring back Invention, I have to respond to this, otherwise we're dead. I can bring back the Ballista. Good choice. I don't think they want to attack this turn. Yeah. Especially given I can get back. Oh, you could blow up my Memorial to Folly. I think that'd be the correct play from my opponent's part. I feel like they also should have played this pre-combat, although I guess they were just always going to be getting thing. Smell 2 lands. Yeah, they should definitely be blowing up this Memorial to Folly. So we can do it. X is 3. We've only got a minute 40, so try to play a little quickly. So we attack with these. There's no more, no more champ angels or things in the bin. They can do this anyway. There's no point trying to play around that. We're going to attack with these. Think about the Angel of Invention as the issue. Maybe I'm not meant to do it like this. Currently not quite dead, so I guess I'll just say go. Problem is, if I attack, I don't kill them on the attack. I don't think. I'm almost certain. You have 2 menacing guys. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blockers. We have 5 attackers, 2 which have menace, so essentially 7 attackers. So the problem is if we... Oh, they have another champion with them. Yeah. Problem is if we attack, we kill this Angel of Sanctions, and then if we kill the Angel of Sanctions, then they definitely get back an Angel of Invention, which gives everything a pump. So I guess if... It's interesting because we can... Yeah, I think we're dead to this Fairgrounds Warden. So you're going to kill that. In response, I'm going to ping a bunch of stuff. Let's get some blockers out of the way. Gonti or something. Duress is not going to get the job done. I think we are now dead. I'll attack with my crew. Maybe they make some weird blocks. If they're scared about Vraska's Contempt, I think they shouldn't block this with this, yeah. Because Vraska's Contempt would be really bad for them if they put the Angel. Yeah, not certain I love that. Like, a Contempt would be so bad here for you. It actually might give me a chance at... I should have put them the other way around. Yeah, fuck. Oh well, I wasn't paying attention, but there's 30 seconds on the clock, I don't think it matters. Like, if I'd done sequence them the correct way around and had a Liliana minus here, I'd actually be in this game, I think. Which is insane. But I don't, so I'm dead. Yeah, I needed something like that earlier. I'm not sure. Right. Let's go into the final one. These matches are quite long, so I think I'm just going to keep it as a 3-match video. Just for your sanity and mine. It's some very interesting games, though. Definitely can't deny that. Like, I'm sure it's one. Luckily, it's one of those things we can go back over it because I feel like there must have been a way to win that blue-white one. We had scavenger grounds. I don't know if there's something different I could have done with my attacks. My ballista. I'm not sure. It was a very tricky game. There's very interesting parts to it, but ultimately, it's very hard to win when they really have all that going on, and you know, with the mills and stuff, and then the fact that they drew that minister to really just get their mills back online again in that turn. But you know, on average, we were very dead up to that point just because they had so many hits that try and hit their Godfarer's Gift, even if we did manage to take one of them, and there was one on the bottom of the library because I don't think they'd shuffled. So that explains why it took them so long to get there, but maybe that wasn't... No, we had to do the Gaia's Blessing, otherwise they just eternalized and got us that way, so that was fine. Yeah, interesting one. Not entirely sure what else we meant to have done. But there we go. Alright, let's jump into this. Very fancy avatar. Yep, definitely keep this in the dark. Got kill spell, kill spell, kill spell, Liliana. What do we want? We've not. Hopefully we play. I really like to play against blue-white control. Oh, green-white. Interesting. Blue-white would be my favorite one matchup. I want to try the which I think is going to be a lot more popular with the emergence of red-black. But that's what I want the Gaia's Blessing package for. But it might just be better to play the strict mono black deck like it has played. We've played out like that deck a lot of the time, and then every so often drawn our Gaia's Blessings and not been able to cast them, and it would have been a more castable card. So I'm assuming our opponent's just like green-white mid-range, which I think this hand's quite well set up against. But we will have a look. Hopefully we get to... Yeah, okay. So I could cast down... I could hold a Doomfall, or I could hold up a cast down for this 8th Harvester, and I think I want to cast this Doomfall. There's like enough... Ooh, I take it back. I don't want to cast this Duress. Oh, wow. Okay. So... that's a hand. Oh, glad we got to take that Blossoming Defense. I think in Duress, even against these like creature decks, they have to play like some number of Blossoming Defense, some number of cast downs and such like. Alright, and this is pretty good for us. We get to... So funnily enough, if they'd drawn the land for their Shalai, we wouldn't have been able to cast down their Harvester, because... Oh, maybe we just don't care about this Harvester. Maybe we just kill the land elf so they can't cast any spells. That seems better, actually. Come to think of it. Although, this seems the Harvester doesn't actually get answered by any of the cards in our hand, unfortunately. So maybe I'm just meant to... Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I'm meant to cast it down because I want to... Like, yeah, this cast down doesn't hit the Shalais. Like, we could kill the Llanowar Elves, but then, you know, they're eventually going to draw land. We don't actually have any good answers. So, we're going to do this. Going to play our Gonti. And we're just going to slowly never return through all of those Shalais. Ooh, Jade Light Ranger. Actually, I don't think I've ever said that by Jade Light Ranger before, but I think Jade Light Ranger would be quite good if we could play it in our deck. I mean, I guess we technically can. We do have 4 whole green sources. So yeah, they can play the Angel of Sanctions and we get to Gonti them again, which would be great. So I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to play a Shalai first, which we will murder. Shy murder? No, there's nothing there. Yeah, their hand does not stack up well against ours. We just 1-for-1 them into oblivion. It's unfortunate their Llanowar Elves can stop their Angel of Sanctions dying to a Doomfall. So I can take that back. So if I never return here, if I push this, I can bash them for 2. Yeah, this is fine. So now if they Angel of Sanctions me, I get to Doomfall their creature. And if they just play a Shalai, then I'll never return it. So they've got 1 unknown and 2 Angel of Sanctions. Yeah, we'll just kill this. I don't actually have to kill this. I do have to kill this because I want to, yeah, Doomfall next turn. There's a chance. There's the greedy line of just playing Jade Light. Assuming I hit a land, I can quite cleanly. Oh, no, it's really bad against Angel of Sanctions. Don't do that. We do not want to give them a Jade Light. We want to slowly kill them with Sconti. We are running out of answers. Okay. So that hand is Angel. Ah. The hand is now Angel. Vraska's Contempt is great because we get to now play this Liliana. Well, first of all, I guess we attack. Get to play this Liliana. Good Doomfall, actually. That might be a little better from their hand. Yeah, I think I like that. Oh man, what's in there? Oh, it's 2 Angel Sanctions. Wow. Yeah, this is way better. So we're going to Doomfall their Angel from their hand. They now have 1 Angel, 1 Unknown. If they play their Angel, we get to Vraska's Contempt it and get another Gonti trigger. Is it a May? It is a May, so they might not. They might choose not to exile. I think they probably shouldn't exile it, actually. I hope they do though. I get more triggers. Hooray! That's exciting. Don't know why they didn't attack me there. Yep. We will just hold this Fatal Push. There's no need to cast it. Guess we'll take old Bronte. Be good against. They sometimes play these Ixalan's Bindings and such like. So now both dead. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think we were winning that game. It was just going to take a while from there, but I think we pretty much had it under control. Doomfall seem great. Chupacabra seems great. Vraska seems good. Don't think I want another Gonti. Don't think I want these Bloodfasts. I don't think I want these Duresses. The Duresses do hit their they're almost certainly going to have some of the removal, the Planeswalker removal stuff, like the blacking on the names now, Ixalan's Bindings and the cast outs. And we know at least they have a Blustering Defense, and it's nice to have a Miser's Duress for that. The thing is, we don't really want anything else. It'd be probably another Gonti over that Duress, and I think I like our 4-drop slot being already, it's quite cluttered as it is. Alright. We want to leave in all our Fatal Pushes just because being able to kill their Llanowar Elves can be quite powerful, and this hand is good. I know it's a shocker that being able to deal with the turn 1 Llanowar Elves is good, but alright, got something to play, which is nice. We don't have to worry about I do have to worry about my mismatching basics. I play Modo. We don't really have to worry about too much about our untapped land. That's what I was trying to get to. Prowling Seraport. I can't say that card's name. We'll just exile that and get in because we could exile from their hand. I really don't care about that Seraport. Double Nissa? My word. I'm glad I've got double Doomfall. Yep, we'll be taking a Nissa. There's a lot of Nissa. I guess at that point, if this goes to game 3, I'll probably bring back in a Duress or two. No, Volt's Force is pretty good against us. We do have the Contempt. Little snap block. Snap block with a force of 1,000 snap blocks. Mm-hmm. And what you got? Thrashing Bronze. Yep, we will happily get rid of that last Nissa. Leave you with a defense. That is not a huge problem. Go play our tap land. Play Liliana and just hope please start taking over this game. I mean, we're already in a pretty good spot to take it over. So they've got defense and Oasis. Yeah, these green-white creature decks really struggle with the just mono removal decks because they only, especially mid-range decks, they're just kind of playing one big creature return, and it really has a hard time dealing with just this grinding one-for-one removal spells. Defense is good though. Defense is definitely a way they can win the game, but they can't really make the tempo to capitalize on it. Oh, must not pay 1 life. Plus make a zombie. There's some argument for bringing back the Grifted Aetherborn. I don't think I like it, but it's definitely an argument. No! Alright. Not sure I'm entirely sold on these guys' blessings the more we play with this. They are kind of sweet. I think I like the general mono black package. I've seen there's some people talking about it. And having a Vraska's Relic Seeker out the sideboard is nice, little upside. And you saw in the game too, having a bit of weight to interact with the graveyard. But on the whole, I don't think I've been particularly impressed with it. Yeah, I think we're just gonna happily block here. I think I just like this general package of how the deck's set up though. Another Brontodon. Okie dokie. If we draw a land, we'll play a Gearhulk. Yep, so they're obviously going to, I guess I should technically be correct. They're obviously going to Blossom Defense to save their creature, but the thing is, end of the day, it's still a fight. It is then a 5-4 against their 3-4s, which, last I checked, is a pretty good spot to be in. I've got high hopes for this being destroyed. Drat. That is fine. We also have this. I mean, the Leland does have an ultimate that destroys all the non-zombies, which is pretty good. Jade Light. Old buddy. Jade Light revealing Murphy Branchwalker. Yeah, it's not a great spot to be in. Oh yeah, this is an artifact. I totally blanked on that. Oh, I'm an idiot, but luckily an idiot with creatures in play. They have a plains in play. In their hand even, sorry. So I could minus for the zombies, but obviously don't really want to do that. Oh. I think I'll just minus and bring back the Gearhulk. It's like kind of like ultimating to bring back the zombies, but a little better. So we'll get this. I actually don't hate Deadlandsing away the Jadelight Ranger. Don't think he's going to get a hugely better target, and we've already got the Why did I not kill the Jadelight? I knew that this could happen. I literally just had it happen to me. I'm very bad at this and remembering that Gearhulk is an artifact. Okay, that was terrible. I obviously should have targeted the Jadelight Ranger if I wasn't a moron. We will still do this to get the pressure off our Liliana. It literally just happened to me. How did I forget? It's fine. Lyra Dawnbringer. Vraska has up. No, in fact, I don't need Vraska's Contempt. I guess he could. The opponent could technically have a he or she. could have. Yeah, these guys' blessings have just not impressed me. Gearhulk and Liliana Shell has impressed me. So I feel like I would recommend that going forward. Yep, we're good. Don't really want to. We can just play Liliana and start plussing. But I feel like I like the idea that they use if they use a cast out or something on that first one just to deal with it. It's a pretty good spot for us. Binding less so. Hope we draw a Woodland Cemetery for this Vraska Relic Seeker. Guess depends for these. Yeah. No, my Liliana. Oh, we've got a 4-turn clock on board. It is one, however, that dies to Thrashing Brontodon. Yeah. We'll play the Blister as a 2-2, a little bit more pressure, and we can sink our mana into it if we've got nothing else better going on. Alright. That was a quick one. So, whatever, we'll finish the league, why not? I think I was more going for 3 matches as the a time concern, but that last one was quite rapid, as it turned out. I think the green-white mid-range decks are not a particularly tough matchup. Yes, some just quick thoughts about the deck. I feel like that I would definitely be inclined towards thinking about these mono black decks, possibly the more controlling versions, because I think the 4 Fatal Push 4 Wrestling Snap is a really good place to be right now. So hopefully we can play against. I'd really like to play against Blue White Control. That would be my ideal matchup, just to kind of see how that plays out. We're on the play. We are very easily mulliganing, and we are very easily keeping. Well, not very easily. We are actually going to bottom that, even though it could draw us out of it. The thing is, if against any sort of aggressive deck, I really don't want it. So let's see what they got. Main deck Life Crashes Beastery? Woof! Alright. Well, glad I'm taking that, and I'm glad that I put bottom to the Argyll's Bloodfast. These are both things I'm glad about. I am, however, not glad about their opening hand. I do not have a clean answer for any of what's going on. Actually, they're not too scared about it. I'm a little bit worried about Glint Sleep Siphoner. So I'd like to draw a kill spell for that. I guess I have one. Bagonti is traditionally one of the best cards against these sort of snake decks. So we're probably going to see a Constrictor here. Maybe no, just Glint Sleeve. No? Constrictor. I guess it sets up a... Oh no, it sets up a... Yeah, it's definitely this way around because it sets up their Glint Sleeve to be double countered and obviously means that they have the best draw steps available from it. So... Okay, I'm interested to see how the snake matchup is. I would guess I would actually put it as favourable towards us in a general hand. Oh, good lord. Double snake is always scary, even if they're not actually doing a huge amount with it. Yep, they've got 2 unknowns. Very glad I took the Beastery away from them, because that would kind of be the... At the moment, they're just playing a bunch of random creatures. Who gets to draw a card off that one? Alright, Liliana's good. Let's see what we get from them. Probably want to take... A Blister would be great, obviously. Chupacabra, also pretty good. Playing one more, Folly. I can improve, I can improve. Yeah, I think it's a little better than Contempt. The body is certainly relevant. We don't know any of their cards. We are hoping for not... Oh, that's fine. Constrictor is the one that Not Constrictor. Ballista is the one I really don't want to see. That's the one I'm terrified of. But like the entire ground, they have so many creatures and none of them can attack through my random 2/3s. Yeah, we'll just play the Chupacabra. Very kindly donated. We'll kill the Glint Sleeve because we don't want them drawing 2 cards. Could attack for 2, actually. Kind of don't hate that. They can't really double block it. We've still got this on blocks, and they can't... If they want to spend like a... No, it's so... Alright, we're not going to win with random damage. The life game would be nice, but it's so bad if they do draw like a Chupacabra. I don't know, if they presume they play 3, so if they draw a Chupacabra for Argonti, and then I just attack with this, and I take so much damage for the sake of gaining 2, which does not work out as favourable. They've got their impulses and... Rishkar. Oh, good god, I'm glad I have 2 Death Clutch creatures in play. That is a lot of counters. Hmm. Hopefully I get to trade with my Death Touch creatures, because that'd be quite good with Liliana in my hand. Ooh, especially my Gonti. Please. Alright. I'm very happy to get to play Gonti this turn. Yeah, they're going to draw a card, obviously. Maybe I meant to... I actually don't hate never returning here. We just don't want to let them... There's no purpose in letting them draw another card. Like, they're just trying to draw into something like a Verdurous Gearhulk. Very smart not attacking with the Aetherbomb. They got a push. Oh, they have a contempt, yeah. This is still fine. We're going to take a bit of a beating this turn, but we get to, yep, Chupacabra, Ballista. Oh god, that is bad. So they can do it for X is 4. Well, X isn't quite 4, but you know, virtually 4. So they can finish ping the Chupacabra, attack for 7. Okay. Well, we need to draw a Fatal Push. So I think I like just drawing the Fatal Push on command, obviously, is what I quite like doing. That was handy. I feel like I should do that more often. Just beg to the Modo gods. I'll take their Ballista. I thought I misclicked for a second there. We will kill this snake before they get to untap so they can't put more counters on their Ballista. Yeah, Fatal Push was pretty insane. So if they could theoretically, yeah, unfortunately because of the Rish card, they can kill us Gonti and keep their Ballista around. But at least that means they're only attacking us for 2. No, they're attacking us for 1. For a bit more than 2. Yep, I guess we're gonna have to. We're kind of priced into dead landing the Ballista here, I think. Just because of that double activations are so brutal. Although, oh, now I really don't want to sacrifice my land, so I guess I'm not doing that. Just play their Ballista. We can kill this. They should not have been F6 there. That was a mistake. Never F6 when you have a Walking Blister in play. You always end up needing it. So yeah, we might probably quite happy to block the Rishkar and ping the Lanorels, to be honest. I think that's an okay use of our time. We just want to not take any damage. We've got ways to get back into it. Yeah. If we draw a land, we did not. But we can bring back our Gonti. It's a little. I actually think I'm going to plus because if I have minus and they have a removal spell for the Gonti, then I'm in a position where my Liliana just dies. All right, we had this one. I think this matchup is generally pretty good and okay. I'm never going to have any sympathy when people just reveal their hand full of lands. Like, yes, they draw a few too many lands, but they're playing a deck with a lot of them. Like, and they also made a quite big mistake in the game. And I think this match was also generally quite favourable. I think I like these. I'm not really sure if I do like these Spoonfuls. I like this Gonti. Don't love these Duresses. Don't love this cast out. I don't love this Bloodhouse at all. Doomfalls are fine. Maybe they're a little better as Duresses. These Gaia's Blessings are definitely not the matchup for them. Yeah, we just sideboarded out this Gaia's Blessings like almost every matchup, which is probably... We haven't played against any control decks, which is obviously what they're like tech for, but I think they're probably just not worth the effort. I do like this mono black control shell though. That is pretty sweet, as I've said. Could be like a Deadeye tracker. Could be Scroungers. I think I like this. Keep it roughly the same. Add in a couple of Doomfalls as just a nice catch-all. Almost certainly just using it as a distress. Sound is great. Fatal Push is one of our best cards. Kind of awkward we can't lead on our tap land, really, because we do want to... Actually, so funny thing with these snake decks, this is actually something that I've found whilst playing them, is you almost never want to kill the Llanowar Elves, right? Which is, what's the, the eternal cry of bolt the bird, bolt the bird. Actually, I don't think you do. We don't care about this Llanowar Elf. Like, the end of the day, what we care about are these, like, Mitzi Siphoners and these, not Walking Blisters so much, but the Winding Constrictor. Beastry I do care about. That was a problem. Okay. So we are now in a bit of trouble. We do have a hard, but that's possibly one. I just give my little speech about not bolting the birds, and then immediately I'm shown a good reason to bolt the bird. But there you go. Yeah, that's possibly one reason to do it. I don't think we wanted to fatal push there. I mean, like it is helpful to constrain them on mana a little, so they can't just draw a million cards for free. But like we still do have the issue of like a Glintzy Siphoner. Possibly meant to fatal push there. Yeah, because now I don't really have a good spot on my curve to do it, is the thing. And they're missing land drops. Yeah, I really wish I'd bolted the bird now, so that'll teach me to speech. But I think it's a lot more defendable in this deck to not bolt the bird, because they do have a lot less. I mean, I'm obviously gonna now bolt the bird because I wish I'd done it earlier, but there you go, it's hard life. I don't think we really want to attack. So they bottom, so they're trying to hit the land drops. There they go. Alright, alright. We're going to Doom for their hand because we want to try and take away like a Verdress Gearhulk. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. I just think I want to take a Chupacabra though, after having said Gearhulk, because they're a little bit constrained on mana events, so it might be a while until they get to the Gearhulk, but Chupacabra is only one land away. So, yep. Hope they don't hit the land drop. Actually, I think I annoyed myself for not killing the bird, and I probably should have. Well, the elf, but you know. So they've put on bottom, so... Yeah, well that means they can't cast a Chupacabra this turn at least. Yeah. Gunty's a pretty good one. So given that they can just play a Chupacabra, where do I want to be? I think it's just playing a Gonti actually. That seems best, because then I definitely have a way to block this Jade Light, which is quite large. I'll take the only spell. It is an issue that this Walking Blister can be bottom, so our opponent's still a little bit stuck on lands. I almost think I preferred playing the Chupacabra this turn, but I guess they are just trying to hit their land drops. But this is good at least if they try and put... So we can play our Ballista. If we want to draw a land, so we make it as an X3, so they can't kill it with the Ballista, their own Ballista in response. We did not... We just keep trying this Rascal when we don't have any Woodland Cemeteries. So we're going to do this X2. And then we pass. I actually think I should do this correctly. Now you're not F6'd. Yeah, we want to kill the Flower Elves anyway, because they have a bunch of mana. More mana they have, the worse for us, as we've just discovered. So if they Chupacabra our either of our creatures, we can just Liliana one of them back. Okay, we still don't want to do that, which is fine, because now we're getting closer and closer to a point where we can actually just, they're still not getting land drops. That is kind of insane. It's likely they possibly could have a fatal push here. No, they don't. But that's something to consider when they're not playing. When the hand's getting more and more full of stuff, all we know about it at the moment is there's a contempt, which is probably going to hit our Liliana here, but that's fine. That means they're not playing any more things. The longer this game goes on, I think the better it is for us. They're going to attack it first. Yeah, I'll trade for a Gonti. I normally always want to trade off the Gonti because, yeah, I think they're just going to be contempting it. I normally want to trade off the Gonti because I can obviously draw. I mean, I might just volley it back, to be honest. See how I feel. Yep, that's fine. Alright, I mean, that's pretty good. Does my opponent trade if I attack? Probably not, because they're not attacking into it for the trade. So, yeah, I mean, I'd be reasonably told if I was my opponent, because this is quite fortunate, but that's how it goes. See, we're not hitting any creatures with our Liliana, so we're very unlucky. They do now have a lot more mana to play with, however, so this is probably going to start. They keep bottoming. I'm not sure what they're looking for. I guess I'm just like more ballistas. I mean, they've been through two of them. Well, they went through one, I went through the other. So, we're expecting a Gaea Hulk here. Yeah, they're going to draw their card. They probably should have tapped their lands a little differently. Yeah. But they can still draw. It doesn't really cost them that much. Problem is they can't really, like, because these two Death Touch. These Death Touches are really good against this deck, huh? 4 counters. Fine. I will trade a Gonti for it. Problem is, yeah, from my opponent's side, I just trade both my creatures for them. This is great for me. I get to now resurrect them. Well, I resurrect the Gonti, obviously, but I actually just could do it like this. Probably a little better. Yeah, I think the Death Touch is more valuable than 2 zombies. So we're going to pick up the Gonti. We drew another one, but we don't really want to cast it. We know they still have a Chupacabra. I guess we'll take the Jade Light. Blister's also not bad, but I think Jade Light's a little better. We just want to hit our land drops. And Jade Light does help that. Oh, it makes another creature. That can go in the graveyard. That can also go in the graveyard. I can stay on top, it's a pretty good one. So we're going to never this. Or attack for 2. Our opponent can draw a Ballista and like trade it for our Liliana. That doesn't seem great. They don't have any graveyard interactions, so we don't need to worry about the return part of it. We've got so much other stuff to be doing with our mana anyway. Deck is exceedingly mana hungry, just on the grounds of mostly bot Gonti as being the big one. So they're bottoming, so they're looking for either a Ballista or something to deal with this Liliana. But they know we've got a Gear Hulk on top, so it's not really great for them. So they're probably going to Chupacabra the Jade Light as a guess. Yeah. Not entirely sure what they're planning on doing here to get out of this. Which is bizarre. Like, they had the turn 2 Lifecaster's Beastry this game, and we're playing like kind of 1-for-1 control deck. I guess Liliana's like a 12-for-1. But it is weird. This isn't my problem with the Snake decks, is they kind of, at the end of the day, when you don't have your synergies going great, then you do end up with a bunch of stuff just kind of chilling out together. Siphoner. That one wants to do. That one is going to get Gear Hulked, I believe. We just don't want them drawing. They already have enough card draw. They don't need more. That's excessive. We'll mill first. Oh no, a cemetery. Kill this. Attack for 6. There's some argument to holding back the Gonti because of another Verdurous Gearhulk, but eventually their B stream might draw them to ahead of us in this, so I would like to try and close this game. Yep, so there's the Gearhulk we were thinking about. But end of the day, their Chupacabra doesn't have trample, so we can just... We just don't really have to worry about it. If they put all 4 in that, we just jump it with the zombie. Then we can bring back, there's another Gearhulk in our graveyard for Liana to bring back. Yeah, Gearhulk's really good against the snake deck, huh? Alright, so we'll block here. Take our licks. Well, we don't have to take any licks because we've put the thing. We'll pick up our Noxious Gearhulk. Kill this. Yep. Contempt this. Well, I guess technically they could have a Blossoming Defense, but I assumed not so. Alright. And we finish up with a 4-1. Awesome. It's good to see a nice result. The first match was against Red Black, or like more aggressive slant, which we won. Yeah, so I'll just do a quick wrap up from where we started with the deck. I think it's really good, but I don't think you need the Gaia's Blessing package. Is probably my final say. Like we occasionally just drew the green cards without any. There's only 4 green sources in the deck, which just I don't think is enough to having the time. At the times, the cost of when you have the cards in your hand is definitely it's one of those hidden costs. But if it was another card that might have helped get you out of a situation, then that'd be a little better. But the Mono Black Shell as a whole was pretty good. Gonti overperformed constantly. Like I think the body is very relevant right now, and having the 4 Rascals and Temps and 4 Fatal Push, I think, is a strong place to be in the metagame at the moment. You've got Gift of Days Born to help give you a chance against some more aggressive decks. We've got some cheap interaction. I like the Duress in the main decks. I think Duress is in a very good spot at the moment, being able to kill a lot of things. And yeah, if I was going to play this back again, I think I like these Never to Returns as well. They were constantly solid. Just being able to have your 3 mana kill spell for their Planeswalker. It just gives you a bit of redundancy on these Rascals and Temps. And exiling isn't quite as important as it used to be. Noxious Gearhulk was incredible. Like I could almost see playing a third. One of the best cards in our deck where all we want to do was draw it in a lot of matchups. Just the gaining the life and destroying the creature was a really big game. Also an artifact, so it does die to Thrashing Bonds of Dawn, in case you were wondering. And the Memorial to Followies they were fine. We definitely got things back a few times. Possibly want more if Netherlands or Scavenger Grounds. I'm not sure on the exact splits on that. But yeah, my final conclusion would probably be that deck was a lot of fun. I think if you expect a lot more blue-white control, you probably want these Gaia's Blessings. It's a bit of a shame we didn't get to see how that played out, but I imagine that it's quite a big boon there, and that's what we want it for. So, thanks very much for joining for the videos. If you did like them, please be sure it's a bit cliched, but like, comment, subscribe. It does help, and I am doing this for cardsphere.com, as I said. They are a great little trading website where you can get things sorted out nice and easy. All right, thanks, guys and gals. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.